since the sun has come up, every few minutes,
rising.
just like the day before. And then, a few minutes later goes by and does the double.
When I get a moment to think, as the day goes on, I tell a few of my men to go out and see if they can triangulate.
It's actually very easy to find the location of. They start going out and they're pointing at where it is, and even you you weren't even paying attention to what they were doing anymore, and they're both it's pretty easy to find.
Right.
It's very extraordinarily loud.
Okay. So I'm pretty much gonna just stay with this guy until he's stabilized. I'm not gonna wait for him to fully heal, but just stabilize and.
Oh no, his men are already getting him ready for transport.
Okay.
Because they assumed that they were keeping pace with you guys.
Okay.
They're used to this kind of shit.
All right.
You fight all day, then you go home. You don't break in between. So
Okay.
They are a rough and tumble group.
Sure. I'll take
Just
it.
the way you raise them.
Just the way I raise them, yeah.
Yeah, for reference, they're all doing this with wound penalties right now. They're like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
-2 don't mean shit.
All right.
Oh, where'd he go?
Yeah. Once we do that stuff, I just take off for the sound.
All right, excellent. You go over a few hills, pretty big hills, and you finally come to a giant open glade that is a forest in the north, which is bizarre as fuck because, the most trees you've seen would be considered a copse of trees. This is an actual forest. I believe I said it was somewhere around the ballpark of 5 square miles of dense
Something like that.
dense foliage,
Yeah.
and then there's a pretty clear line where it goes to grass. And then the grass goes out a little bit, and then it becomes tundra again. And it is in a circular valley.
Huh. So from the top of a nearby hill, would I be able to see any points of interest or?
No, I mean, this entire place would be considered a point of interest, just because. So this is what's referred to as an emerald, which is a green spot in the north. This, by and large, is an extremely rare, and for this size, is very, very impressive. And while you're surveying the land, you do hear that noise again. It is almost deafeningly loud. It is shake you to your core. You know that good feeling when you're standing in front of a subwoofer?
Yeah.
If that was awful.
Oh, okay.
All the way up.
So were the Vikings coming with me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are in tow.
Okay.
I love how they could be coming from barbarians to Vikings.
I thought that's what they were.
They're ice walkers.
Yeah.
They've got axes, so they must be Vikings.
Barbarian Vikings. Yeah, I just keep going, and whenever the sound goes off, I just course correction until I reach it.
It is extraordinarily difficult to triangulate it in here because it's echoing off the walls of the area. You pretty much just have to keep going at it until you find it. After a couple hours of wandering around this sizable forest, you notice through the trees the movement of elk, a sizable herd.
Are they just going any which way, or are they all going?
Oh, they're just milling about, eating grass.
They're chasing a lion.
Is that a Game of Thrones reference?
No.
I'll take it.
Lion King.
I thought you were joking.
There's a lion.
For a second.
Hey, there's a lion.
Lion, there's a lion. It's running, it's a lion. Lion King, everybody.
That was amazing.
That's basically the opening song.
Yeah. It's...
You know what? You're right. I remember that. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, no.
It was probably me. I'm telling you that.
It was probably
I think it was
you.
last week. I think somebody else made the bison joke. Anyway.
Somebody did make a like.
So I just go towards the herd of elk, and if they're skittish and take off in a single direction.
They don't.
They don't. That's interesting.
Yeah, they like you walk up and they like kind of get out of your way, but no more than like that. No more than you would expect in like a city like bazaar. Like people don't really get out of your way. Like they assume you're going to get out of the way as much as they do.
Okay.
How bizarre is it?
Williams just tried to sell me a hookah / pepper grinder /
Also Julienne's
French fried
fries.
I was just gonna say that.
Never
Slices,
breaks.
it dices,
Oh,
it juliennes.
Oh. Dead Sea Tupperware.
Yeah, I don't know much about animals, so I'm just like, well,
And minerals.
these
Well,
guys.
everyone that you've ever had to hunt for food has run away.
Right, but I'm not hunting them right now, so
He's got a point.
You.
take them on. Maybe they're strong enough to join.
A few of them might be. Anyway, so yeah, it's there's a few hundred of them. Like this is like looking across them, it's like a sea of elk.
CO.
There are several scattered about that are significantly larger. Like if there weren't a bunch of them around here, they might generate myths such as like King of the Forest type creatures.
Okay. Yeah. They don't give me any sense of wonder or anything, so I just keep fucking walking past them.
All right. So you're walking through, and eventually you get to a tree with some like gnarled roots, and go around it, and it moves. Like you just go around it, and like it just goes like straight up though tree. It like does one of
Right.
these, and you notice that there's like a couple other trees that are moving around too in a similar way.
I look up.
There is a massive elk, and standing at least 75 feet tall, plus the antlers.
I feel like I've heard this before. That's a big elk.
And you say out loud, and it looks right down at you, and like big ponderously with its massive antlers, and it has very, very human eyes, brown in color. And it looks at you, and it just kind of tilts its head, and it waits. Like it's looking at you. There's a bunch of people there. It's looking at you.
You wouldn't happen to be able to talk, would you?
Do you speak people?
I'm trying not to.
What are you speaking in? What language?
What would be the common language of the north?
Skytongue.
Then Skytongue.
Okay. You speak Skytongue at it, and it tilts its head and responds to you in a combination of high and low realm.
So I know High Realm, so I get bits and pieces of it.
Yep. If you want, you can roll either perception or intelligence, linguistics to make out. It's essentially a code because it's so jumbled.
At least there's no elk.
There's a roll of 4.
All right, on which roll?
Perception.
Okay. So you are able to pick out the words and at least like some of the derivatives in low realm, because obviously it's based off of it. And he looks down at you and he goes, he asks, what are you doing?
So I switch to his High Realm and say, I'm here looking for an old man that came in this direction.
He does the big slow giant shake of the head, normally it'd be like a but he's too big. And he goes, gone.
Do you know which way he went?
And he gestures to the east southeast.
Thank you. About how long ago did he head off that way?
And he looks up, and I think I told you guys like one son, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So he looks down. He goes, 2 sons.
2 sons? 2 sings.
And is that you making that noise?
He stops, and then and it's reverberating from his chest. And yeah, it is thoroughly painful to behold.
Yeah, that's the noise. There's a bunch of people that fight when they'll start fighting with the noise, and then they stop when you do it again.
Friends tell of fighters.
Oh, other people were here?
Yes, like you.
Like me?
Yes.
Except we're his friends, so...
I'm sorry, but there's nobody like me.
That is for fucking sure.
He looks right at you, and he goes, just like you.
Agree to disagree on that, but I thank you for your time and for your information, and I just start going in the direction he pointed out.
He puts his paw in front of you and, like, drags and, like, cuts a pretty sizable ditch into the ground. Tribute.
What do you want?
He, like huffs. Tribute. He says, slightly more sternly.
I've never asked someone for a tribute before. I don't know what to do. I say to my guys.
They're like, they start like rummaging in their pockets.
Best I can do is a paperclip and 3 pieces of string.
Make it 4 and we got a deal.
4 pieces of string or 4 paper clips. 4 paper clips, you're pushing it.
4 paper clips, 3 pieces of string. And I don't tell Mom. Yeah, they start rummaging through their pockets to see what they have left over from their last paying job.
That must be a while now.
They mostly just pull out like wads of paper that are
I bring you fire!
like it's silver script. Like it's folded money for silver. Like they all like have like a couple crumpled bills left, and they're like,
What would this do?
he looks at it and he huffs, and like a lot of the paper like almost gets blown away. And they're all like trying to hang on to it. He doesn't seem impressed.
I know what he wants when I'm trying to. Should I make a roll for?
Sure. Intelligence occult.
I'll take that. Yeah. No, I won't. I don't have any occult.
I'm looking in the wrong freaking section.
Performance, intelligence or performance occult.
Intelligence performance?
Intelligence performance or intelligence or cult?
Yeah.
Past lives?
Yeah.
I had past lives, yeah.
Yeah, roll some past lives.
1.
Okay, yeah. Gods typically ask for tribute, usually in the form of prayer, when it can be given in large enough quantities, but otherwise they'll pretty much take anything of value that you can give them.
Oh. Large enough quantities.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around at everyone and goes, alright, I'm going to do something I've never really done before, but we're going to pray to this guy. So everyone, on your knees, let's go.
All of your guys who are more or less familiar with realm traditions, they all like go down and they like prostrate and like they do prayer and everything, and then all the Vikings, all the barbarians, they drop down to one knee and like hand on the axe, and like they lower their heads and everything, and a few of them start doing like markings and stuff with mud on the ground, like just making prayer markings. Do you do anything?
I would go on one knee like the Vikings.
So
Vikings.
Sorry, barbarian. Whatever.
No, whatever.
You know, those guys.
The massive elk, he watches all this, and he waits. And he lets you guys do this for quite a while. And then finally he bows his head and turns to walk away.
Cool. I let him do his thing before I get up and...
Yep. He just walks away and starts eating parts of the trees.
Just the top disappears.
Basically.
Bye.
Again, like, his nose is like the size of a normal person. So, like, yeah, he devours trees pretty easily. Excellent.